This week's edition of Diggnation is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, Cashfly.com, Pursuit Force for the PSP,
and Golden Girls Gone Wild.
See the infamous lost episode, The Dorothy Punch.
Old people.
Welcome to Diggnation.
Also potentially hazardous to your health.
Why do you have flies in your freaking house? I noticed this out earlier.
It's Southern California and I have fruit.
This is my favorite story of all time. Alright, moving on. You put zombie and you put theory in the title, and I don't want to do it.
Theory zombie Kevin.
Diggnation.com.
Hello and welcome to Diggnation episode number 41. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Diggnation covers some of the hottest user-submitted stories of the week on the social news website dig.com.
That is right, Kevin. This week we are coming to you again from San Francisco.
That's right.
Booyah.
And we have some new beer this time.
New beer. I've never heard of
we've
this.
Never tried before.
How do you pronounce that?
Peroni?
Sure.
All right.
Peroni Nastro Azzurro.
It's it's the number one premium Italian beer, and pretty good. Pretty
It's
light,
nice.
crisp.
It is lice and grapes, but it's I like it. It's nice. It's a nice light Italian beer.
Yes, nice change from the PBR of last week.
Yes, it was. How was your week?
Good.
Yeah.
It's
Anything new and
finally
exciting?
stopped raining in San Francisco.
Well, it was gorgeous in LA, flying out, and I remember last week it was really rainy because I drove up last week.
Yeah, it was
a
pretty
little
bad.
bit, a little bad.
But all is good. We got some good stories this week.
We got some really good stories. Although before we get started, I have one word
What's that?
for everybody out there. It's actually two words, and one of them, the first word is fuck, but it's fucking Oblivion. If you guys have not fucking played Oblivion for the Xbox 360, go out, stop watching Diggnation, get your ass up, go to EB,
Pause it.
pause it. That's what I mean. Pause
later.
it. Get fucking Oblivion. Come back. Don't start playing it because you won't play the rest of this thing. It's ridiculous.
So this was kind of crazy because you said that actually you have to play during certain times of the day and things like that.
Well, like it's the scope of this game is like ridiculous. First off, it's the first game where, like, I was over at Liam Lynch's house, and he was like, "You gotta see this frickin' game."
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, whatever, it's a game, blah blah blah." And he like turned it on, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's the first game where you really sit there and you're like, "I am playing a game that's completely next generation." Like, it looks just as good on the 360 as Dungeons and Dragons Online looks on my frickin' high-end gaming PC.
I've seen some screenshots. It's pretty amazing.
Dude, well,
I'm gonna get it because you've been hyping it up all this much.
I just was like, oh yeah, I'll try. I'll take it for a spin, blah blah blah. And it was like, 4 hours later, I was like, dude, I think I got that ring again. And he's like, what?
So don't even rent it. Just go pick it up.
No,
It's
you
that good.
can't. You can't just rent it. It'll suck your life away.
I'm gonna play it.
It's awesome. So anyway, so that's my word of the day. Fucking Oblivion.
And there's no online play though.
Well, no, it's a single player campaign, but it's just like, dude, the AI has conversations in cities when you're not even freaking there. Like you like ride into a city and somebody will be like in their house. Like they did this thing, Bethesda showed this thing of like, this is what's happening in the cities when you're not even there. Like your character's playing something else. The AI actually lives their lives as they're doing it. And they said that at one point it was really funny.
No.
No, I swear to God, they
How
showed.
do you know? Like, so you're telling me there's code that's executing so that like conversations are happening in rooms you're not even in?
Yes.
Why would they do that? Why
Because
waste
if
the time to create that?
Because if they have these executing things, then they don't have to worry about where you are in the game. You just interact with the game. The game is this whole environment. And believe me, it is so engrossing, it's not even funny. Because you'll walk in, and they said that they found like these few things. Like one, they had this one guy that like got mad and was like gonna start a war. So what he did was he kept going into the armories and buying all the weapons and armor. Like he would go and make money and then come back and buy all the weapons and armor. And so when they were doing bug testing, they would go into this one armor store and they're like, where in God's name is all the armor? Like this should be a stocked store. And they kept going back and then finally they like planted a camera and watched. And this guy would come back and be like, I'm buying all the armor. I got these bastards I gotta go kill. And he just kept buying all the armor.
That's kind of strange.
That's the stuff that happens. Like you'll
It's
be walking
crazy.
past people and they'll be having a conversation.
It's crazy to think that like UI is getting so like it's finally getting to the point where it's actually taking over and doing shit on its own and like
yeah,
people are-
dude.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So anyway, so definitely give yourself some time.
All right.
Because it's crazy. and I'm going to be playing probably all weekend.
Nice.
Well, probably not, because I don't have it yet, but still.
I'm gonna check it out.
First story of the bubble. Vista won't let pirates use advanced graphics features. 869 people dug the story, submitted by Walker2323. Those who are not running genuine Windows will not be able to take advantage of all the Windows Aero user experience. So back in the day, Microsoft decided that they were going to do this genuine advantage thing. And at first, I mean, we all saw this coming. At first, it was like, we're just going to offer free bonuses for people who decide to opt into this thing.
Right. You would have to install a little piece of code on your computer.
Yeah.
It would validate that you actually had a legitimate copy of Windows
Yes.
XP running. And once you did, you could download like third-party, or not third-party, but actually like exclusive content from Microsoft.
Right, which was just like a new free theme or whatever, or like you could do, I don't even know.
It was lame
why.
stuff.
It was lame
like,
stuff.
yeah.
And the bottom line
Icon
was everybody saw it coming. Everybody saw that this was going to be...
At one point, they would require you to do this.
And then at one point, they kind of tried to, where they switched over and they said you couldn't do Windows updates.
Well, they did. Isn't that still the way?
I don't know.
I think you still can't do Windows updates.
I don't think I'm exclusive, and I do Windows updates, but I might be wrong. Anyway, long story short, with Vista, they're taking it to the next step, which is they'll be turning off actual features of the operating system.
I can see where they're going here, because probably what they did is they did a little poll and said, okay, we know the people that pirate are software.
Right.
They're this demographic, they're this type of person, these are the people that are actually the pirates.
Right.
What do they want most in this new next generation operating system? And the answer is probably this, nice
Cool
new
graphics,
interface.
yeah.
But it's still kind of funny.
Well, it's stupid. First off, if you're going to do this, have it turn off the frickin' software. You know what I mean? Like, if you can have it to choose whether it's on or off with the graphics, then have it validate and say you can't run this frickin' software, it's pirated.
Well, see, I think
you know what I mean. Like, why not make that big
Here's
step?
the problem, though. I think they did that with the old version where they were blocking you from doing the Windows updates, and they were getting a lot of complaints because people were buying what they thought to be like legitimate copies of Windows XP. They go to like computer fairs, they'd buy a PC with it already installed,
Right.
they'd buy a PC off of eBay, and they were getting it home, trying to do the updates, and being like, wait, no, I paid for this.
Right.
I'm not a pirater, and they were getting screwed in the end. So Microsoft is like, well, okay. Well, we don't want to block people from having the crucial security updates because that's very important.
Right, that's true.
So what can we cut out that is non-essential, that won't really harm anyone, so if they didn't, that they kind of got screwed, then we're not hosing them, and that's the graphical interface.
And one of the things that I will say is that not only is it something that's easily taken out, it's not in the basic version of Vista.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it said that you can't even get, if you get the Vista Basic, it doesn't get all these graphical Aero, 3D weird stuff.
I can
understand. And then the
understand
other
that.
thing is that it takes a lot of graphics power and memory, so that there's actually system requirements. So
well, that's
people
the
won't
reason
even be able to
why
use it.
the basic stuff is for like the people that have machines that are 4 years old and can't really take advantage of these types of technologies anyway. But
I'm excited. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. It's been a long time since I've got a new look and feel for Windows.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my first beta of. Do you remember Windows 95 when it first came out? And you're like, oh, the start button.
Well, it was so slow initially, but I'll tell
but
you
it
what.
was better than freaking 311 or whatever. It was.
I stayed with 311 for a little while actually.
You would.
But I was a big DOS fan. I would kick out to DOS all the time. Anyhow, I'll have to tell you that I did
that sounds
install.
like a really bad rap song.
Kick out to DOS.
Kick out the DOS. Kick out the DOS.
I got XP running on my MacBook Pro, so I'm finally able to reboot, go into XP. It works just fine. It's weird. It really does feel strange because the Windows interface truly is like aged. Like compared to OS 10, it looks like it's like it was created in '95. It's got the whole Fisher-Price theme, and it's just really nasty.
Yeah, well, it'll change Vista.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Vista.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And then I'm getting my laptop here pretty soon.
Oh yes, and we gotta have a little benchmark competition.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to benchmark some stuff and see
who's faster.
See how bad it really is.
Because you're getting the 64-bit AMD processor in your laptop.
I'm getting a 64-bit AMD processor.
I have the Intel Core
Dual-Core.
Duo, which has a dual core in it, so
Yeah.
that should be interesting.
And we both have 2 gigs. We both have 7,200 RPM hard drives.
You couldn't get the 100 gigabyte hard drive in yours though. That's weird.
I could have. I just didn't want to.
Oh, that's funny.
It was a little bit more money, and I didn't want to. I was like, I'll just get what I can. So, anywho, let's move on. So that's going to be really interesting to see. 1, if it really affects anybody, and 2, if somebody's going to find a way around it, and how that's going to come out. And then also, when the hell is Vista coming out?
It's been pushed back.
Yes, it has.
So
Sounds like
there's
something.
that.
Let's move on.
Yes, next story. Google Calendar is launching tonight. 4,011 people dug the story submitted by Gala.
Gala.
It looks like the Google Calendar could be launching tonight. The official Google Calendar logo was found on Google's servers at calendar.google.com, which redirects to the actual CL2 login screen now. So this was posted. It was dug to the homepage. By the time it actually made it to the homepage...
Is that yours?
Oh, that's my cell phone. Grab it there.
Where is it?
It's got Snoop Dogg. Go.
Jesus,
Just grab it quick.
You are
I
horrible.
gotta see who this is.
You don't have to see who this is.
Who is it?
I don't know. I hit end. Turn it off.
I am.
Silent. Silent.
Hold on.
Think about the people.
I didn't plan on...
Think about the people.
There, done.
That are watching this, that had to listen to Snoop Dogg in MIDI.
It's pretty bad.
What? How MIDI? Why the hell is it still around?
Pull your cell phone out. What ringer do you have right now? Some stupid. I was about to say something else, but
You were about to say something else, and I'm glad you didn't. What? Okay, here we go. You want to hear my ringer?
yes.
If I can.
You always have the lamest ringers. They're always like Mariah Carey and shit like
It's
that.
Mariah Carey
Is it really?
singing "I Want to Sex You Up." Wait, where is it? Sounds. Please wait. Activating device. Here we go. Ready?
No, you're switching.
No, I'm not.
Well, beer, we've had some great times.
That is not your ringtone right now.
When I was 17,
Oh no.
I drank some very
All right.
good beer.
Next.
I drank some very good beer
Dude, put the
that I
cell phone away now.
purchased
There we go.
with my fake ID. Why
It's
isn't
it's still playing.
McGee? I stayed up.
All right.
listening to Queen. I'm trying. It's not stopping. Stop. And. So yes, I have much better ringtones. Thank you.
Calendar, Google Calendar.
Yes,
All
I
right.
have not actually played with this yet, and we meant to do this. You were going to give me a little tour on the air,
Right.
which is now degraded into a show about cell phones.
Right. So, trying to pull it up, but wireless is not working right now. So,
Well, how about I pull it up since I have a
Can you pull it
PC
up?
and my wireless works?
go to calendar.google.com. So here's the deal. Google has announced a brand new calendar system. This is all Ajax based, so it's all interactive. It's not like one of these things where you have to go to separate pages to add new entries.
Okay.
And so go ahead and click continue here. So this is really cool because it's
I
the
am
first
in
time
the
you're doing it.
Tijuana time zone. I love that it comes up. It's like Pacific Tijuana. I was like, yes, I'm in Tijuana.
This is a cool calendar. Though.
Cool.
So click on, so basically in the
Calendar.
upper right hand view, you have different ways to look at your day view, your week view, your month.
Yep.
Click on month there. And there's your nice little month view. Now, if you want to add a new
Nice.
date, just click in any single day here. So on
Let's
the
see.
4th
I have an appointment on Monday.
So click in there. Oh, hold on, don't double click. There
I
you
forgot.
go, single click.
Okay,
Type in
what?
what it is,
Agent meeting.
and click on create event,
Create event.
and then boom, puts it in. Done.
What time
Now,
did it say that meeting
no, hold on.
was?
Well, it's just putting it in, just a
Gotcha.
quick meeting.
Okay.
Here's the cool thing, though. I'll have to say, I really like Google Calendar. Right here on the left-hand side, you'll see it says My Calendars, Alex Albrecht, right?
Yes.
Now, you have the ability to share this calendar with any of your friends that you want,
Oh, sex.
so they can see.
Yes. I have been waiting for this
Exactly,
for
so if
so freaking long.
So if you have man friends that you want to see, like, what their calendars are and stuff, you can, like, add them as well.
Okay. What about female friends?
And just mess with you. And then you can go into other calendars here and click on that there, and it'll add, like, if there's certain, like, holidays that you want to add. By default, I added all the different U.S. holidays, so it automatically
do
inputs
that?
them in. Click on other calendars and click on the little add right there, and then like holiday calendars right there. And so now you can add all the different types of holidays.
Ooh, Australian
Now hold
holidays.
on, this is where it gets really cool.
Brazilian holidays.
Now, let's say you have someone that's like kind of managing your calendar for you, or let's say your girlfriend wants to like add something in your calendar. You can give her permissions to make changes to your calendar. So you can grant permissions and say like she can make changes or add things for you, manage your calendar for you. This is where it even gets better. So now go back to the main calendar view right here, and then click on settings right there. Upper right hand corner. Upper right hand corner.
How do I get back to the calendar?
You don't have to go there. I was mistaken.
Oh, I'm sorry. My fault. You said it wrong.
So now click on notifications. Tell me how cool this is. Now you can get notifications via SMS anytime you have an upcoming meeting, like a new invitation comes in, a changed calendar appointment, or your day agenda. So every morning you can have Google send you an SMS message to your phone that will send you everything that you have going on that day.
I don't think you can do that by SMS.
Oh, not yet, but they're adding it. So,
But you could receive an email in the morning that says this is your calendar for the day.
Right, exactly. So, or you can do all the SMS of new events, event reminders, all that good stuff. Here's the only problem. I scroll down to where it says the phones. Now look at all the different service providers that you can add. So here's the different carriers that you can use. They don't have Verizon in there.
Well, that's okay. I don't use Verizon.
Yeah, but I do. So they have AT&T, Singular, Metro PCS, Quest, Sprint, T-Mobile, Virgin, Verizon.
They have Virgin and they don't have Verizon.
I don't know what the deal is. They're missing Verizon.
Well,
so it
it's
sucks.
because Verizon sucks.
But I will tell you a couple other things. They allow you to export this into iCal or into Microsoft Outlook. I mean, basically,
That's great.
It's a great calendar. It's one of the coolest
You
ones
can
I've ever
import
seen.
a calendar. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I have to say, very excited. How do I get back to just regular calendar? Just that?
Yeah,
probably?
just that right there.
There we go. Yeah. And then how do
Click
I
on your
change that
agenda.
meeting?
Check this out. Click
Wait,
on the
hold
agenda
on.
at the far
Edit
right.
event details is probably what it is. When
Cool. Huh?
there all day. It's not all day. It's at 3.
We don't have to do this on air.
I figure I'm putting it in. I need to put it in.
So
at
what do you
some
think,
point.
though?
An
Cool?
hour. Save.
Do you like?
I love it. I've been wanting something like this for
I
a
think it's
very,
cool.
very long time, and I will definitely start using it, and I will get my friends using it, and I will put together parties where we talk about the
Wow.
calendar, and I will calendar my friends instead of emailing them,
It is cool, though.
and I will schedule times to talk with people of my life.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be into this, and it also allows you. So let's say you have some friends that you're just like, hey, I'm not that good at friends with you. I don't want to share what I'm doing.
Do you have to say that to them?
No.
Hey, look, I'm not that good
Here's
at
what you
friends
can do
with
though. You can just enable the free busy portion of this, so that they can see when you're free or when you're busy to kind of set up a time to meet with you, but they don't see exactly what you're doing.
That's cool. So you can
Yeah.
have like meeting to talk about Kevin behind his back, and you just see busy.
Busy. It's cool though, huh?
I'm gonna put that in tomorrow.
So that's that.
I love it. Love, love, love. Sex, sex, sex. This is my kind of thing. Sex is my new adjective for whatever's good.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's just started to do that. Anywho, well, let's move on with the show. Calendar, Google.calendar, awesome. PlayStation 3 not playable to public at E3.
Oh, it sucks.
Shocking. Just utterly out of nowhere. I thought they were on the ball for the last year. 1,258 people dug the story submitted by Jones. It looks as though the PS3 will be tightly restricted this year, leaving many players, punters?
Bunters.
Many punters frustrated. But it says punters.
I think you did like spell check and it was like auto replace.
Auto replace with punter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so it'll leave many punters frustrated. Some of the greats in NFL history are frustrated with the word on this. Sony hints in the piece that the new consoles will be shown hardly at all, like the PSP was at E304. Mm-hmm. So this is not good. I think, and I really have to say, I mean, I've been a proponent of Xbox and Xbox 360 for a long time. I had friends that had PlayStation 2s, and I played them. They're fine. And the graphics on the PlayStation 3 look great. I mean,
Right.
whatever. So do the Xbox 360 graphics. But I really think Sony is floundering. Right?
Yes, and I will say something that I probably shouldn't say, but I will anyway. So I did talk to one of my friends. You pointed, you did some shit.
I did this, and then somehow it was in my butt.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I did talk to one of my friends that is very closely involved in the gaming industry with the PlayStation 3 that has
Let's
played
leave it
it.
at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
I don't know what I should say. He said
Well,
that.
I'll tell you what you told me.
No. So here's the deal. Basically, the online component for PS3 is not there yet. They're having a lot of. They're reworking it.
You're being very political about it.
It's not there yet. It's not going to be good anytime soon. So the controllers, they're reworking, obviously. The spec is obviously finalized. The graphics, though, I should say,
Slightly better, that's
are
what you
slightly
heard.
better than the 360 is what I heard.
Yeah.
But overall, just the 360 is kicking butt, and in the store, you can buy it.
And you got the online component, the user interface, the desktop, the seamless use of online capabilities.
So in other words, if you're waiting for the PS3,
Stop
go buy
waiting.
an Xbox 360. Stop waiting.
Stop waiting.
Like, it's not coming out anytime soon.
Plus-
And when it does come out, it's going to be in low quantities. And just go buy a
Dude,
360.
Splinter Cell Double Agent is coming out pretty soon, which is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oblivion, go get it. It'll be 75 hours of your life down the tube.
Yeah.
Just even for the main storyline, takes like 50 hours. There's something like 70 hours of dialogue. Anyway,
Yeah,
so go get it. So,
that's a lot
so
of
anyway,
wasted
so here's
time.
the deal: is the PlayStation 3. People were all excited, like, "Oh, we'll get our hands on it at E3." And the bottom line is, I was there in 2004 when the PSP was released, and it was the worst display.
Although,
because it was
I will
just like
say-
sitting there in the corner, like playing a DVD, and I was like, well, that's great and all, but I want to freaking see it. You know what I mean?
I will say one thing though. We will give you an update because I got an invite to the Sony party at E3, and we'll get to play it.
And I'm the +1, right? I get to go.
Yeah. So we get to play it. So we're gonna go to that, and we'll let you know when we try it.
Oh, dude, we'll get to
firsthand.
play it. Oh, hell yeah, we'll
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
And look, I know when I'm beat. If I go in there and it's pure sex oozing out of the
Oh,
controller,
dude,
I'm there.
Microsoft is not. We don't take money.
Dude,
to plug
look,
stuff,
if
so.
Kevin is saying to go buy a Microsoft product,
very true.
you know it's because it's a good
Well, dude,
quality
I
product.
like mine. We have a lot of fun playing boxing and all the other
love it.
games, so
Love
it's
it.
cool. Oh, dude, the new virtual tennis came out.
You mean Topspin?
Yes.
Can you download the demo?
I don't know.
Oh, you have a meeting after this,
I do
too.
want to. Yeah.
Anyway.
I know.
So anyway, so that's what's going to happen to the PlayStation 3. It's going to be non-playable, but people will be like, look, that's sort of what I think it's going to look like. And we'll be like, ah.
Yeah, and no
that'll
boot
be
babes
fun.
this year, so that sucks.
Oh, good. You didn't have to bring that shit up.
Next story, Duke Nukem Forever in final stages. 1,058 people dug the story, submitted by Lava Walker.
This is hysterical.
Now, this is a funny quote. This is the actual quote from one of the developers, I guess, of Duke Nukem. It says, the problem is that when we show it, people are going to be like, yeah, whatever. But honestly, at this point, we just want to finish it.
That is awesome.
So this has been like almost 10 years coming. They announced it. They were going to
Oh,
release
yeah.
it. They got a little money thrown into it.
Yep.
The thing is, I'll have to tell you, I was a huge fan of Duke Nukem way back in the day.
Dude,
It
Duke
was
Nukem
so
3D was
much
my
fun.
first LAN party game.
Oh, dude, you could set up those little laser traps where people
Yep.
like cross them and blow themselves up.
Jetpack,
I will say one thing. I will
hello.
say one thing. I don't care about the graphics on this game.
No.
If the gameplay is as good and better than the last Duke Nukem,
Yes.
it's going to be fun to play. Set the price point at like $30, $25.
What's it gonna
Everybody
be
will buy
released
it.
on? Is it PC
I think
or
it's
is it-
PC. I'm not sure. Actually, I shouldn't say. I don't know.
I should stop.
But
I should stop
I
talking.
should stop talking. But I don't know. It looks like it's going to suck, but I hope it's good.
But I hope it looks like it's gonna be hot poop. But it may
I don't
be
know,
good.
man. Duke Nukem brings back the old Commander Keen days and the old like Apogee
Dude,
games.
I just
and
love the whole like.
Wolf 3D.
I'm gonna kick off your head and shit down your throat. And then he kicked off his head and he took out the newspaper and sat on his neck. Do you remember that from Duke
I don't
Nukem 3D?
remember that. Did you turn on like
Oh.
Did you turn on the like the hardcore mode? Because there was a mode where you could turn on where you'd see like blurred like breasts. Do you remember that?
I love that. I was like, I think that was a boob. Nah.
That's how it was back then. It
was
was
a
like all
boobo.
pixelated.
Did you know bubo is Latin for owl?
I didn't know that.
That's why in the Jason the Argonauts, the little metal owl is called bubo. And things you learn that you just don't give a shit. Here we go, moving on, blue.
know.
Britain's new FBI-style agency logo compared to Thundercats.
This is awesome.
I just love that they're like, let's make a logo. I don't know why they're freaking pirates, but 1,816 people dug this story, submitted by Mr. Babyman. If you're launching yourself at Britain's FBI and say you will make the lives of organized criminals hell,
Dude, you got to read this before we do this.
I know, I don't even know what this is. Then you need a dynamic logo to match the job. It's bold, but bears a striking resemblance to the logo of the 1980s children's cartoon series Thundercats.
Dude, props to them, you know? Because, like, if you're creating a logo and it's like, what can we do that's going to be cool? And, like, you know, the kids that watch the Thundercats in the 80s are, like, you know, our age now. They're, like, you know, they're late 20s.
That's true.
They're in these jobs where they're like, make a logo. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, I like the Thundercats. Like, why not?
Well, and I've also heard that the new FBI, when they're arresting people, will actually say thunder, thunder, Thundercats ho.
No, you lie. That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome if they're like,
Oh,
thunder, thunder, Thundercats ho, would you stop there? And then they jump on you.
Dude, the logo looks
When
cool,
Panther
though.
comes out.
Anytime you get, like, a cat with claws in the world, it's like, we need better logos
First off,
in the
the
United
logo
States.
looks like it's like a world domination, like evil scientist.
I like that.
Well, yeah, but it's the FBI or the
No, it's
BBI or whatever they call it in London.
PBI.
The BBI-1 is what they call it.
Did you see? You saw the full-blown logo?
I saw the
Looked
logo.
pretty
It was
cool,
like
yeah.
it's like a panther on the globe with a claw, and then there's a crown on the fucking bowl, like, rah, and I was like,
I think that's
it's
cool.
very British.
We need like we
What
need
they
to
need
match
is-
them. We need the FBI needs to go Transformer style or something.
Instead of just the like block letters FBI.
Yeah.
The block letter NASA.
That's
the
so-
block letter DOJ. I don't know what other. Good logo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so don't go to Britain with any large quantities of drugs,
They will
or you
bust
might
you.
get the wrath of
Thundercats.
the Thundercats. How great would that be if it was actually the Thundercats?
That would be.
And you like pull up, and this like Lionel comes out, and he's like, "You look like you've got drugs in your bag."
It's a good.
I have sight of sight.
Dude, I was a huge fan of the Thundercats back
Dude,
then.
love Thundercats.
Well, I know.
With Panther. What was the guy's name? The like, Snarf.
Oh,
Snarf!
dude, don't do
That
that.
guy?
I hated that guy. That was one guy I didn't like.
I think we were supposed to hate him.
Government to PayPal.
Stop.
Give us your users' information. 1,148 people dug the story submitted by AJ Cannon. A ruling today allows the government to subpoena PayPal's records for your banking information. Apparently, many of PayPal's users are suspected of having offshore accounts, and the government wants to know about them. So much for privacy. So,
Subpoena's a funny word, isn't
it is. It's
Subpoena.
it's
Anyway.
strange.
This is weird.
This is,
go-
you knew it was coming though.
Yeah.
PayPal is huge. Everybody uses it. I mean, I've had friends that sell shady stuff and they always use PayPal, like Prager's
Prager.
friends. Yeah, pretty much. Poor Prager. Yeah.
Yeah, Prager.
But,
Well, here's the deal: is that it's a great way for people to not claim income.
right.
You know what I mean?
Which
because
is-
it's basically like an online bank account.
Yeah. I mean,
know,
you can even like transfer your money into their PayPal money market account so you get like better interest rates. So they encourage you to like leave your money in PayPal. It's
Well, it's a little shady because, like, let's say you have, let's say you sell something, whatever. Are there any illegal stuff going on PayPal? Like, are people selling drugs and stuff over PayPal?
oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, guaranteed. Well, I don't know.
I love that. Oh, hell, yes, maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Have you ever bought drugs
Dude,
on PayPal?
I don't buy drugs.
Has anybody you've known ever bought drugs on PayPal?
Keith.
Keith is just like this. He's like, what the fuck? I didn't what? What the fuck? Did you just say I bought drugs on PayPal? Ah! He's out the window.
Totally.
Keith.
No, I don't know.
Because that would be an interesting way to think about it. Do like people launder money through PayPal?
I wouldn't think so because you could probably get caught fairly easily. You
Well,
know?
now
I mean,
that the government's like, hey,
because here's the
PayPal.
deal: if a drug dealer gets busted, and they're gonna go through their PayPal records and they're gonna see what email address is
Yeah, but
PayPal
how
that
do they-
person. It's just if cash is much easier for drugs, right?
Yes, I would assume so.
You would think, right?
I don't have any first-person knowledge about cash flow of drug dealers, but I'm assuming drugs would be a
That's how most of it goes down.
horrible business.
But it's it was only
I
a matter of
say,
time. 'Cause
yeah.
everybody uses it for eBay transactions, and nobody claims it.
Well, here's the
nobody's
thing.
claiming it on their
And here's
taxes.
the thing: is it's the same thing as them getting, a W-2 from or information from your bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're getting that. If you think they're not, I mean, that's the always thing. Is like stuff like this gets blown out of proportion because people are like, wait a minute, they can't. That's my information. They can't. It's like, dude, they know about your bank. They know about your credit cards. They have your credit score. You know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff that they already see. This is just another arm of that.
Yeah, but you know what? This is just the first step into them getting like every detailed information on every single transaction that you do, and then trying to apply that to your taxes, and that sucks.
Well,
Because
it
if
only
I'm-
sucks if you're trying to avoid paying them.
Well, yeah. If I'm selling stuff on eBay, the last thing I want is like eBay and PayPal, which are one and the same because they own each other. Well, eBay owns PayPal.
okay, whatever.
The last thing I would want was like a W-2 form at the end of the year saying like you owe this much because of these are the products that you sold on eBay. We consider this to be a small business or something. That would suck, right?
Well,
All
yes.
it's gonna create-
No, yes, it would. But
What's going to happen is if something like that happens, it's going to force people to go to like offshore like PayPal type services.
well,
that
maybe
don't
that's what
report to the
eBay.
government.
But maybe that's what eBay will end up having to do is move their servers and their corporate headquarters to like Guadalajara or whatever.
I don't know.
I mean, lots of people do that.
Yeah,
Look at all the gambling sites.
that's true. Those
I've always
sites
wanted
are
to open a
shady.
Cayman, like an account in the Caymans.
But you don't have any money to put in
I don't
there.
have any money to put in there, but it would be nice. It'd be cool to be like, well, I have an offshore account.
I
in
thought about that
Caymans.
too, but then
Yeah,
like, what are you gonna put in
bitches.
there? No,
I don't know, like a buck.
You put like, yeah,
A buck, or like fly over there and put something weird in your
right.
deposit box.
That would be cool. Because then if you
Yeah.
ever have to bail,
Dude, you get yourself like a bail box where you're just like, I just need to go to the Caymans real quick.
do you have any like place that you've told like friends like if I ever have to just take off, this is where I'm gonna be?
No,
I did that.
Probably,
Keith, you did that, right? Oh, my mic.
is your mic not on?
Is it?
Move
the
the
pack.
pack.
Oh, it's popping.
It's popping.
There we
Mic
go.
pop, mic pop, pop, pop.
There we
So
go.
you have a backup plan in case this shit goes
You
down.
just
so to
never
speak?
know. You never know. Like if something were to go down, like some kind of something.
Maybe I should have that parachute. I don't.
Probably.
I don't. Maybe I'll go to I'll pick a nice place though.
Yeah.
So if ever shit goes down, people, and you need to get in touch with me, I will probably be in British Virgin Islands? No, there's extradition from there.
I'll probably work my way through Tijuana and kind of go down that route.
Mexico's just sort of weird.
I know, but at least it's kind of like an easy way to get in and quick way to get out and kind of...
We should go in on a boat.
Prager's buying a boat. That's serious.
Prager's buying a boat?
I'm dead serious. All right, we got to move on.
Yeah, Keith is like, this is crap. Okay, Here we go. Google makes 12 cents for every search you perform. If this is true, damn. 1,130 people dug the story submitted by and that's a lot of cash considering America alone did more than 2.7 billion searches via Google in January of 06.
Is this true?
I don't know. Maybe. Let me see what it says.
I guess it probably is. I mean, all you have to do is take what they're reporting, right? And then just
yeah, I mean, it just
figure
says
out how many searches they performed.
Yeah, I mean, it says, look, an analyst firm estimates that 48% of the 5.7 billion searches carried out by Americans in January were done via Google. How crazy is that?
Are they breaking it down the right way, though? Because, I mean, the majority, a lot of their income obviously comes from AdSense. That is not searches, but clicks from other people's websites.
Well, I don't know if that's actually in here. It doesn't really say where what the breakdown is of how that money gets distributed or why they make it. Here we go. What's clear for the moment is that Google is still the business it beats. Competitors are trying everything they can to think of chip away, holding what they want. There's a chink in the armor to make them more than 10 cents for every click, but that's the search continues. I have no idea what the hell that meant.
Nobody can find a way to kind of take them down yet.
Well, the hard thing about Google, because did you ever use Ask.com? I saw this ad for Ask.com.
No.
And it was like interesting because
I've always had a thing against Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, but it's
He's
now
just
they
creepy.
changed it.
Yeah, I know, but now it's
no
like
Jeeves.
it's kind of the same thing because you still kind of feel that way. It's all red, and you go there, and it's
I know, and it looks like Ask Jeeves. But here's the really cool thing. So let's put in Kevin Rose.
Right.
Now check this out. Right. So here's my blog. Now look, I can go over here and look what it does.
Oh.
Does Google do that? So now I know. I'm like,
out of date.
It is out of date, but I'm like, I know that's the one I was looking for, even though I could kind of look .com. I have no idea what that is. Is that like an old one? Moblog. That's not even generated. Anyway, so I don't know. You know, Google. The thing about Google, and then of course, look how Google-like it is now.
Right. Yeah.
So my whole thing is don't try to imitate, elevate. I don't know what that means, but you know what I mean. Like, don't try to give me a different Google, because I'll go to Google.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly. I mean, there's not a whole lot that if there was something that Ask really provided that was like unique and different than anything I could get from Google, then I might consider it. But there's nothing.
No.
It's like, why would I leave when if I perform a search on Google, I know, and even Yahoo for that matter, they both have great search engines. If you perform like a search, it's going to give you what you want in the top 5 results or top 10 results, and you're good to go.
I haven't been to Yahoo in freaking ever.
Really?
See, the thing about Yahoo, it's all busy and like, oh, I could choose like I want finances. It's like,
yeah, but
no.
they're starting. I don't know. They have a lot of stuff that I use, like the Flickr and
but
Delicious.
They didn't do. Neither of those are things that they did.
Right, but they're
I'm
still
just saying.
part of the Yahoo family.
Yeah, they were smart enough to buy it. Anyway, so 12 cents a search is a hell of a lot of moolah when you aggregate that over all the searches in the world, people. So buy Google stock.
Next story, video of high-tech Honda Civic hatchback that Honda doesn't want us to have. 3,415 people dug the story submitted by Diggerman. Video from fifth gear of the futuristic high-tech Honda Civic hatchback that the USA can't buy. So I watched the entire video, and I have to say I dug the story because it was extremely cool. This is, it's not a hybrid,
right?
But it's a very, like, completely redesigned Civic, unlike anything you've seriously seen in the US. They've kind of made this 4-door Civic into, if you first like glance at it, it looks completely like a 2-door. They've taken the handles and they've kind of integrated them into like the back of the design.
Yeah.
So if you were just to glance and like even the edges around the doors, you wouldn't be able to tell it's a 4-door, but if you walk up and kind of just grab the little hinge, it pops out. The way that the seats fold down kind of go both ways, and if you fold it down to the back, you can walk through the back of a Honda Civic. You can kind of like just duck down and kind of walk through it. Dude, it's really crazy. It's all voice activated, so if you want to know how to go somewhere, like the guy's like, nearest pub, and it's like, the nearest pub is 0.5 miles away.
My car does that.
Right, which is nice, but in a Civic, it's kind of like, you know, unheard of. Like, you have a pretty high-end car. But, Some other things, all digital display. They have these little meters that show you if you're pushing on the gas too hard. It'll kind of go into the red to let you know that you're burning too much gas and you're really not driving your car.
Economically?
Economically. Yeah. So it's really a cool car, but it just sucks that we'll never see it in the U.S.
Well, here's my thing I'm going to say about this. There are a hell of a lot of cars that we will never, ever see in the U.S.
Right.
And so for me, like, when I read the story, I was sort of like, okay, like, there are lots of cars. I mean, there's like Peugeots that we will never
Yeah, but
get.
not
There's
Civics. You see a Civic that's
yeah.
cool and it normally shows up in
Dude,
the US, right?
the TSX is based on the European version of the Honda Accord. So you'll never get a small-bodied Honda Accord here, even though in Europe you can go buy a Honda Accord and it looks like a TSX.
Oh, that's interesting.
So there's like a whole big thing with me, and like I think for certain things that come that are real big, changes. Like real forward progressions in the whole sort of thinking of automotive, then we should get them here. But I think for the variety, you can't get everything here. And it sucks, but it's the same thing with like cell phones, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, I'm still hoping this one's going to come out in the US. I mean, there's no reason.
It may.
I don't know. It's so much better than our current designs. It seems like with cell phones and cars, it's like, why are we getting all the crap, man?
Dude, people, I don't know. Seriously,
awesome.
That's how I feel about it. Well, that's it. That's the last story, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do the sponsors, and then we'll do the emails, and then bullshit for a second.
Yes.
GoDaddy.com is the world's #1 domain registrar. Get your .com name for just $6.95. Enter the code Keith, that's KEITH, and check out for your discount. Get a piece of the internet today at GoDaddy.com.
Yes, and of course, Sony has also sponsored us this week. Pursuit Force for the PlayStation Portable. You can get lots of additional information about this game for the PSP at us.playstation.com. And as always, we say in the last few episodes, I have played it. It is a pretty cool game, so definitely check that out.
I have a copy, I just don't have a PSP.
You should get one of
So
those.
as soon as I fix that problem, we will be learning more about it. Also, thanks to Cashfly for handling all of our distribution. Go to cashfly.com/Diggnation or use the coupon code Diggnation. When you sign up, you'll get the first month free to check it out. So now emails. The email that I chose to read. I don't know if you chose one.
I have some other mentions.
Oh, just mentioned. This is also a combo with the shirt. It says, "Hey guys, love the show. This is my daughter Dylan, and she is your biggest fan. She runs around the house all day yelling Alex and Kevin. She is always wanting us to watch more episodes of Diggnation. Anyway, I figured that you guys would put her picture on the next episode because we all know how much Alex loves the little ones, Emma Watson. Wink, wink. Once again, love the show and keep them coming. Anthony, Cape Coral, Florida." Well, thank you, Anthony. Yep. Cute daughter. Not like that kind of cute, but cute little girl wearing a Diggnation shirt. Gotta love that. Yes. I had to mention real quick, and I totally have been forgotten to plug this, but Control Chicken. CAC. We've done 2 episodes already.
You've been working hard on your CAC.
Oh, dude, there's been a lot of CAC action, if you know what I mean. It's been like Ipecac. But Control Chicken, head over to controlchicken.com and check us out. We're up to episode 2 right now. We're going to hopefully be releasing them every other week. We've been, it was like Thursday and then the 2 Fridays. So we're working on editing episode 3 right now. But people have loved, it's been...
for people that don't know what it is, it's a cooking show that kind of has some tie-ins to technology as well.
Yeah.
And it's cool stuff.
Yeah, it's me and this girl, Heather Stewart. She's rocking it on the co-host.
And if maybe Keith can put some video on the end of the show, it would be cool.
Yeah, you can take just a gander while we do our credits would be nice.
Cool.
So that's cool. You had a mention?
Yes, Dig has announced and launched our Google IG module. So if you use Google's customized homepage, where you get to put all these different modules like your weather, your sports, all that stuff, now you can add all of your Dig news along with what your friends have been digging. And it's not just headlines like RSS. It actually has the little dig box showing the number of digs, and it's all directly within Google. We worked with Google to create this, and it's a pretty cool module. So
that's cool.
Check it out. There's a story we bookmarked. Oh, we should say, if you want to find out about anything that we talked about today.
Oh, yes.
We should talk about that commercial remake, though.
Yes, well, and I also want to say, we got to have like a whole, we should take another story out. We whittled out that one story, and now we should whittle out. But I want to say, last week I told you guys to check out liamlynch.net and Lynchland. And this new episode that's coming out, Lynchland episode 6, is going to be very cool for the Diggnation fans.
Yes.
So you should definitely check it out. At the end, there's a little
something there.
Fun little
It's good. I saw it. I couldn't believe he really does amazing stuff. I cannot believe it's just is it one man? Like he's the only guy that does it?
It's him.
That's crazy.
And I think he just doesn't sleep.
Good job.
I got an email, it was like 1:50, he's like, "I'm still awake. I can't stop working."
That's
it's
awesome.
Just so good. But anyway, so check it out, episode 6 of Lynchland.
I like the bison.
you will see.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and the Diggnation commercial.
So real quick, a few months ago, Alex shot a couple of little Diggnation kind of trailer commercials for us, and they were launched, or at least the first one. There's more coming. There's 2 more coming.
There's one, possibly 2 more coming. I think just 1, but we released it on YouTube just because we were like, well, we might as well get it out there. We've had it.
Right, and then someone actually, you're not speaking. It's all kind of voiceover stuff.
Right.
And somebody actually took that and like hacked it and put you speaking in a different tongue.
Like different language stuff.
Which was awesome.
And the other thing
I
is
was
that
laughing my ass off.
People have done that for so much. Like people are, it's so amazing to see what people can do
so
with our
it.
shows. So please do that. Post it in our forums. Email us the stuff that you've done. Like we loved the poster that the guy did.
Yeah.
You know, that you were saying that you finally saw the stuff when I went to the bathroom that one time and I turned my laptop around. They did like when that episode came out, there was like 15 different what was on my screen.
Dude.
It's freaking hysterical.
I almost lost it. I was like crying. It was so funny.
But so do that. Do whatever you want to do with our stuff, and then send it on to us because we love that stuff.
All right. So all the stories that we talked about today, you can find at dig.com/users/Diggnation.
And you can also follow whatever Kevin and I do throughout the week on dig.com. If you go over to dig.com/users/Alex Albrecht
and /Kevin Rose.
And that's it for this week's edition of Diggnation. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes. Until next time.
Pasta. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I am Heather Stewart. Dr. Kurtz von Hassenpfeffer, we got another email from Alex and Heather. They need to know how to make baked Alaska.
This does not look that bad, people. There's no ice cream exposed because, as we learned in that great
melts.
email, it's the thermal properties of the egg.
Yes.
Let's put
in
this
the freezer.
That actually looks pretty decent.
It looks good. Hey.
Not bad.
Okay,
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen,
Yay!
the baked Alaska.